But shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. So y'all see the title, NATO calling Trump Big Daddy. Or no, I sorry, calling him Daddy. They didn't say Big Daddy because that would have really. I mean, it's bad enough they calling him Daddy. Imagine if they would have called him Big Daddy. Jesus Christ, man. What? NATO. I mean, we already got Zelensky, who's made the damn video doing grab ass with other men, and now we got NATO. Like, this is who we got trying to punk out Putin. This who we got. This is who we got to try to punk out Putin. You know, Russia has, of course, Dmitry Medvedev, my favorite, Sergei Lavrov, you know, real men. And then you got NATO. You got Zelensky. Man, you got to be kidding me, man. It's just like some type of joke. What is really going on? What is going on, y'all? This is, you know, what is going on, man? Oh my gosh. All right, so um I guess they have to calm down Trump as much as possible. Trump did uh mention about leaving NATO and people not paying their fair share. Oh, he was very upset with Spain. Spain was like, we're not paying. We're not paying. So I guess now Trump is going to double up on the tariffs towards Spain. So, you know, what this tells me and what this tells the rest of the world is NATO ain't shit without America, obviously. And y'all know I've said that several times. I've said that several times. And the only thing, well, let's back up. Let's look at the situation with Russia. What is NATO saying? NATO is saying that, you know, if we don't stop Russia and Ukraine, they're going to take over all of Europe. Russia's going to take over all of Europe. This is the narrative that the folks at NATO are trying to sell. How's my mic, by the way? Oh, my mic is good. Um, we really have to make some decisions. I mean, here in America, the U.S. Shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're pushing for no more war, Trump. And but you got people like Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and all the rest of those neocon clowns. I call them neo clowns, neocon clowns, neo clowns. What's the difference? It's the same thing, right? And so, okay, I got a thumbs up. Okay, I'm assuming mic is good. When y'all give me a thumbs up, I'm gonna say, okay, my mic is good. Thank you. Um, what I'm and good morning to you guys, by the way. Um, good morning. Um, I'm just, this whole NATO thing. Um, they really have to sell the narrative that Russia is this great danger in order for NATO to even be relevant. Because, at this point, the BRICS nation, which China, we're going to get to China in a minute. Xi Jinping is not showing up for the BRICS summit. But as y'all know, if y'all are subscribed to Lay's Real Talk, you will understand the whole paradigm between Xi Jinping, the old ruler Hu Jintao. I'm like, I hadn't heard his name in like 4 years. Hu Jintao. So Hu Jintao was the previous leader before Xi Jinping, just like uh, president of China. Again, y'all go to Lay's Real Talk. Lay's Real Talk, LEI Real Talk. Lay's Real Talk, and she will break down the whole paradigm and relationship between Xi Jinping and Hu Jintao. So I'm not going to get into that today, but back to NATO and Big, or damn, I keep wanting to say Big Daddy. They just said Daddy, so it would be it would be I guess it would be even though it's the same thing, it would be misclassified misinformation if I was to add big in there. But because that be me in America, when we say, we always associate daddy with big daddy. We just, big daddy Kane is just something that we associate. But them saying daddy, um, I want to say that's really an American slang, American terminology. I don't. I think a lot of Europeans pick up a lot of things that we say here in America, and uh, they will adapt it and then run with it. And I think that's what's happening with this term that they use. They want to. The Europeans are almost assimilating into our lexicon, our slang type code, which comes from black people. At the end of the day, I mean, uh, a lot of these terms, uh, come out of. Uh, I wouldn't even say southern or northern. Just, I mean, black people in general. We come up with these slang terms, and then we like bling. If y'all remember bling bling, and then the rest of the world adapted that term bling. Just a little side note, but let's get back to NATO. So NATO uh, wants to appease Trump as much as possible to keep him from even getting the idea of leaving NATO. Like, no, 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 Trump, your daddy. No, 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 Trump. No, don't look that way, Trump. No, don't leave the NATO. Your daddy, Trump. We're your children. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. Don't abandon us. Don't be no child support. Don't be no deadbeat daddy. Your daddy. Oh my gosh, man. So the psychological manipulation is real with I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, y'all, but it's just oh gosh. Y'all know, man, I'm trying not to laugh because it's sad. What example are we setting towards society, our kids? It's like you're calling this man daddy, and again that originates with black culture. And that goes back to, I want to even say, not only black culture, but the porno culture. Think about it. Daddy, big daddy, and I don't want to get into that, but you have a black culture, you got a porn culture, you got things that seep out into the regular society, that seep and bleed over into regular society. And like I said, the lexicon becomes a part of the norm. And the origins of that, it's, oh God, it just makes me feel uncomfortable because, again, it makes me think back to Zelensky doing the grab ass. And it's like, you know, Alex Jones, he said a long time ago that, these globalists have a weird agenda. And it is so weird they just nonchalantly do it in plain sight. And I'm just like, you know, damn, you guys are proving Alex Jones right every day when he talked about their agenda, like their whole globalist plan. And I'm just like, um, and when you got real men fighting back, like, like the people in Russia, uh, it's a lot of, well, there's many paradigms to this fight. Watch this. There's many paradigms. There's that whole globalist agenda, and then um, we cannot leave out Africa. You got to put Africa in there with all uh, Ibrahim Traore and the ties between Russia, Iran, North Korea, China. BRICS, and then you got BRICS Africa. Well, like, you got BRICS, and then you got the African ties. Everybody outside of the Western Union, outside of EU, outside of NATO, you got the way that NATO looks at it. You got NATO's and you got the others. So the others would be Russia, the others would be Iran, the others would be China, the others would be, of course, every the AES in Africa. You got two forces in Africa. You got the Awas, which is the ones that were controlled by the West, and then you got AES, which is Ibrahim Traore, who is aligned, who has shares intelligence with like Russia, North Korea. Now I won't even say Iran, and it's all tied back to Africa. It's all tied back to the resources. It's all tied back because it's not about. Uh, it's not about. Well, I wouldn't even say it's not about the who's selling what weapons to who because you had China, you got Iran, you got all these people selling drones that started off in Ukraine selling weapons. Well, I wouldn't say Iran, but like China was selling weapons to both sides. And so now China pulled back, they're selling just to Russia. And so now um, this whole Ukraine thing has spilled over. And I wouldn't even say, like I said before yesterday, I said about Iran. Iran is still unfolding. Um, Iran is still developing, and I'm still trying to look at the situation about Iran because they take old beefs and use it as an excuse. But again, when I look at Iran and Israel, I always go back to October 17th. October 17th was such a blow to Israel that when we look at Israel taking revenge, it's like all we can do is go back to October 17th, no matter what you say about, oh, they're slaughtering the people in Gaza and this and that and the other and blah, 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 and the Houthis and the uh, Hezbollah and all this and Iran and, oh, Egypt's upset, this and that. But all you got to do is go back to October 17th. Go back to how Benjamin Netanyahu comes. I mean, you got two people that go back and forth to Congress: Benjamin Netanyahu and Zelensky. It's almost like Zelensky's trying to be the second Israel. Now, we've had an alliance with Israel forever. And y'all know I've mentioned the ties, the religious ties and all that, the psychological deep ties with Israel. And so I say that to say this is that the covenant with Israel that we have, whether you agree or disagree with that covenant, Zelensky is trying to be the secondary covenant. This is why I said, and there's nothing to debunk or debate that Zelensky hates Iran and he hates Israel because of the potential cash flow that's going to be diverted. It's like being on a job and you having this sweet, you know what? I think everybody can relate who works. Where, well, I'm a trucker, so I guess I'm trying to make it relatable. But let me just say this: that you might have a sweet job, or even as a trucker, I might have a nice route. Yeah, like say I do stockpile, and then somebody else sees, oh, well, what is he doing? And they're seeing, oh, he's making this money. They're all in your pockets, and then they cut in. Next thing you know, then you're cut out. So this is the way Zelensky looks at Iran and Israel. What's going on, Simpson? What's going on? I hadn't seen you in a long time, Simpson. Good morning to you. Long time. It's been a while. So, Simpson, when all I can tell you right now, Simpson, is that Zelensky is, as far as Iran, And Israel is that Zelensky hates it because what U.S., what Congress, they're all huddling together right now is uh, making sure that Israel is a priority when getting resources, refunds, because it's been told, it's been said that we're running low on defense resources, whether that be missiles, HIMARS, whatever it is. Simpson been doing 12-hour shifts for. Oh man, I know how it is, bro. 12 man, it's 12 hours. Whoa, whoa, man. No, Simpson, 12 hours. Jeez, man, brother, you getting it in? You getting it in, Simpson? Woo. I used to do that back in the day. Um, Shout out to you, Simpson, because I used to do 12 hours. I used to run. I'm gonna tell you what I used to do, Simpson, and tell me if you feel what I'm saying. I drive truck, right? And every so often, the state gets these funds from I want to say the federal government, trying to, okay. And every year, we have this thing called the Big Show here in Atlanta. The Big Show is uh, 285, which is the major freeway in Atlanta, and then you got 75, you got 85. The major highways is called the Big Show. And every trucker in Atlanta, outside of Atlanta, even people as far as Florida and Alabama and South Carolina would come to Georgia to be part of the Big Show. Um, the Big Show is a government contract, and so it's guaranteed money. You get paid right away, and it's just because it's a government contract, it has to get done at a certain time because we were talking about major highways here, right? Major interstate highways. And so the Big Show, I would get up, hop in my truck Monday morning, and run all the way to Wednesday night. Get off at Wednesday. So I would get up Monday morning, run my truck all the way to Wednesday night. That was the Big Show, and then be off, and then be off, and then run another 3 days straight. Good money, but yeah, it was hard, and it aged me a lot. I think it caused a lot of my gray hairs. So yeah, I mean, shout out to you, brother. So shout out to you, Simpson. So back to Zelensky. So Zelensky, this situation in Ukraine, and this is why it's hard to focus on Iran at the moment because Iran is still developing. At the moment, Iran, it's hard to develop because at the core of this, you still have Zelensky. You still have Zelensky, um, even though Iran and Israel has had this beef for the last 30 years or plus so since Jimmy Carter, right? Um, Maybe even longer than that. You have Zelensky trying to feed on the same model as Israel. Israel has already been on this lick, and when I say lick, it's a lick. It's Israel depends on us funding them and us defending them, and so it's been a lick for years. And Zelensky comes along. Oh, I like that. I like that motto. I want to be part of that motto. And so now Zelensky's trying to cut in and say, well, we need help in this and that. Now, people will argue and say that when the USSR dismantled, that we made a deal with Ukraine that we would protect them. Hey, we'll protect you, this and that. Well, we said the same thing about Vietnam and Afghanistan and all that. And, you know. So what I'm saying is that we say a lot of things, the U.S. We say a lot of things. We said we would not allow Ukraine into NATO. We said a lot of things. And so Um, you got people who, I'm gonna say this, that you got people with the mentality that will cross that line and just do the dumb shit. Meaning that we know Russia is a major power, but we will cross the line and try to provoke them. Lindsey Graham. Let me give you an example. Like, we're here on YouTube, right? It's like a person who, I don't know if you know about the Samson. I don't know if you're familiar with. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it. Like, if me as a content creator, if I put on copyright music, then I will get a strike and have my channel deleted. You got some people who I'm gonna just cross that line anyway. That's Lindsey Graham. So I'm trying to make it relatable on something that we are doing. That we, like I said, we can't play copyright music. We can't play certain movies on here. We cannot cross that line. We know what's going to happen, and then you got people who cross that line anyway. That's Lindsey Graham. That's Lindsey Graham. And it's like, as long as Lindsey Graham doesn't have to go to war, just like Zelensky doesn't have to go to war, because he's conscripting people, kidnapping people, and sending them on the front line. It's just like it goes back to Vietnam, it goes back to the draft. You ain't got to fight in the war. Oh, but we need to fight. We need to fight. You're cheerleading. You're doing the armchair fighting here. You're rooting. Oh, yeah, go fight this and that. Lindsey Graham. So I have respect for the, well, I don't want to even say respect because can't respect stupidity. I was going to say I have respect for the person who will jeopardize their YouTube channel and put copyright music on it more than I respect Lindsey Graham, but it's both stupid at the end of the day. I really can't respect stupidity. Can't respect stupidity. And so when you have somebody like Lindsey Graham, it just sickens me how people, oh man, can put the world at risk because China's a nuclear power, Russia's a nuclear power, Israel's a nuclear power, Iran, um, they're backed by a nuclear power, we're a nuclear power, and so you have countries now trying to play this game, the USA, with this proxy war. We don't proxy war Ukraine. We're gonna send drones in. Do we still have interest in Ukraine? Um, Trump is Simpson. Trump. Let me give you an example. Can I tell you a story, Simpson? Can I tell you a story that just happened to me this morning? Can I tell you a little story? I want to get your consent and approval before I go on with this story, Simpson, because I like to tell stories. But if you can say no if you want to, but I'm gonna go somewhere with the story. But give me a thumbs up, man, if you want me to tell this story, because I want you to follow this story. I don't know if you're at work or not. Go ahead. Okay, I go to this Dunkin' Donuts every morning, right? I pull up to the Dunkin' Donuts and there's this homeless lady walking towards me. So I pull off. I see her and I'm just like, oh my gosh, and I pull off. And then so she crossed the street and I pull to the other side of Dunkin' Donuts and she crossed the street like wanting to keep. And it's like, so I pull off again and I wait for her to cross the street again. She looking at me. I pull back in and she come right back. And I'm like, what part are you not getting? I'm not going to give you any money. That's Zelensky and that's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is doing what I'm doing, trying to avoid Zelensky. It's like, I don't want to cuss the lady out. I don't want to be rude, but I don't want you to invade my space. I don't want you to invade my space asking me for money. Do you get the analogy? Where Trump, he's like, oh, you'll go to NATO, go to, okay, I got to go. And it seems like that situation I can relate to because it happened to me. When I thought about it, and it's funny how things happen because that happened to me just this morning. So I had to go to a whole nother Dunkin' Donuts in a better neighborhood where there weren't homeless people waiting to me to hop out my damn truck to harass me. And they don't get that. I don't want to be bothered. That's Zelensky. Does that make any sense, Simpson? What I just said? Because I like to use a lot of parables and analogy. I like doing that. Some people get it, some people don't get it, and so I just want to know: do you get that? Do you get that, Simpson? Yeah, it's pitiful. Okay, so I'm sure it's probably yes, it does. Okay, so apparently that's happened to you, Simpson. You've been where you go to. I mean, you might go to your favorite coffee spot, get donuts, or get whatever it is, and there's a homeless person chasing you down, and you don't want to be rude, but you make it obvious that like I'm trying to avoid you, and they still, like I said, I saw her coming. I'm like, oh my god, and I pull off. So she seems to be going about her merry way, and I pull on the other side. She turns and comes right back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I pull off again, and so that's Zelensky. That's Zelensky. Trump is trying not to be rude, but he's trying to avoid Zelensky. Trump does not want to give Zelensky no more money. Trump is not dumb. And I know Marjorie Taylor Greene is upset with Trump, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, trust me, Trump does not want to give Zelensky any more money. So you know what Congress is telling Zelensky? We'll just wait the 4 years and we'll see if Trump gets out of office and then, just hang on. Just hang on another 4 years. I have here panhandlers are very aggressive and persistent. Here, Simpson, that's Zelensky. So whatever panhandler that has stressed you and has goddamn you try to avoid them and they're just aggressive, that sir is Zelensky. So you represent Trump and those panhandlers that get on your nerves, that's Zelensky. The same thing is happening just on a higher level. Zelensky is an aggressive panhandler. That's what he is. He's a high level aggressive panhandler. You just hit the nail on the head. When you said aggressive panhandler, Zelensky is a high level aggressive panhandler. Let that sink in, Simpson. So when you see Trump going to these places and catching out fast, that's you going to your favorite spot and you know the panhandlers are coming. You don't want to cuss them out, but you want to get the hell on. That's what's happening with Trump. No different. No different. You, me, and Trump share the same experience, except you and me, we got to deal with these low level panhandlers, and Trump is dealing with a high level panhandler, that being Vladimir Zelensky. Because everywhere Trump goes, Trump is trying to avoid this panhandler by the name of Zelensky. He does not want to fund this war. One thing what Trump wants to do, he wants to keep his word. He wants to keep his word with his base because it was his base that got him into position. So, Simpson, I say this because I'm getting annoyed thinking about these panhandlers, and it's like, when do you get the message that we don't want to be bothered? But Zelensky doesn't see that message, just like that panhandler that when you tried to get your coffee and donuts, they're right at the door. And then so they coming right towards your car, and you like pull off. You just see if they gonna go about their merry way. You go right back in. They go right back in, and it's like you don't get it. You don't get that. I don't want to be bothered with you. That's Zelensky. This is why I like using analogies because these analogies happen to me, and it's like yesterday. Yesterday when I was going home, I saw this car totally turn. I was going to cut my camera on, but it was just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep it moving. But a car hit another car, and the other car flipped over, and I was like, car crash. And that was a warning to me to say, you know what? I got to avoid. Sometimes you could be, you know, I wouldn't even say speeding, but you got Simpson. You know what? Because I got to be very careful with my words this morning. You know, it's early in the morning. Like I said, I was annoyed by a panhandler, but these things happen because it's like these things in my personal life gives me a clarity of things that are happening on the level of world politics. It's no different, and it's like I want to make sure that because everybody sometimes don't understand. I'm not saying you, Simpson, but I come across people who watch this channel. I mean, not my regulars, but you got people in the clouds, and they want to debunk everything and critique everything that you do, and then you talk in parables, and they really don't get what's going on. And I don't even like to use the Bible per se because I don't want to come off preachy and preachy. Uh, but one thing I do admire is when Jesus, when he talked to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, so the Pharisees said, "Oh, I'm so educated, this and that, blah blah blah." The scribes, the Pharisees, they were, "Oh, we are the elites," and he would talk in these parables, and I used to love that. And I do that a lot. I talk in parables sometimes. Sometimes, most of the time, I talk straight talk, but when I don't want to be rude, I'll talk in parables. And you know, this is why I'm always serious. I try not to jokey joke. I try not to do the jokey joke, Simpson, because you got a lot of emotional people out here, and you got people who will look at the sky, and I say that, well, the sky is blue. They, oh no, the sky is gray. You got people that'll do that, and you got, you, and I'm wondering when I look at NATO, right? And you got people that'll straight up tell you they don't respect the things that you do, the research that you do, or they'll let you know straight up they don't respect what you do. And so then I look at the situation in Ukraine, and yeah, we are still dealing with Ukraine, but Trump is trying to avoid them. Simpson, what I'm trying to say, he's trying to get Zelensky to self-check out. When I say self-check, I'm not talking about that kind of self-check out, meaning, oh, okay, I don't, like if a guy is chasing a woman and the woman's not interested, well, guy will just self-check out. Okay, well, she just don't like me. I don't want to be bothered with her. Okay, so Simpson says, I'm the opposite. I'm straightforward and to the point. I am too. I find myself with less friends because of that. Less is more. I like that. I like that. And can I take what you said to a higher level? If America would function like that, Simpson, what you just said, let me read your comment. I'm the opposite. I'm straightforward and to the point. I find myself with less friends because of that. Less is more. Simpson, thank you for that comment. Because America, and I think Trump is trying to apply that. I honestly think Trump is trying to apply what you just said. Go ahead. Okay. Simpson, less is more, meaning we don't need NATO. But it's unfortunate because NATO needs us. But why does NATO need us? Because NATO wants to pick a fight. They want to be like, my big brother, my daddy over here will kick your butt. He will kick your ass. Big Daddy Trump will kick your ass. And it's like, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. This is why I can't even watch Bill O'Reilly no more because everybody has painted this picture of Putin being this monster. But Putin has not invented. Oh my God. Putin hasn't advanced, but he's going to advance because they're forcing to him advance because they're doing this stupid nonsense. Provoke. Let me say the word provoke. Because there's a very good book that I want to recommend that is like 600 pages thick. It's called Provoked by Scott Horton. Provoked. And it shows how Putin and Russia were provoked into this whole Ukraine situation. And now Putin is a fast learner. He is not being provoked. We sent, there were drones from people in America. I'm not going to say the Trump administration. People in America that backed up whatever plan that was put together during the Biden administration to send some drones into Russia and attack their nuclear bombers to try to further provoke Putin. Let's see. I personally think that we were forced to take the Bolton approach on Iran. Explain the Bolton approach. Explain that. Because I'm still... Oh, John Bolton. Are you talking about John Bolton, Mr. Walrus mustache? Oh, Bolton. Oh, gosh. Judge Napolitano keeps saying something that's really making sense. And he says, whether you voted for damn Donald Trump, you voted for Biden, we still got John McCain. And I'm like, what is Judge Napolitano talking about? John McCain. We have a lot of warmongers. Lindsey Graham. But John McCain, yeah, he was, John Kerry. But one of the biggest war hawks we had was John McCain. You remember John McCain Simpson? Of course you do. You remember John McCain. So, I'm going to save John McCain for... John McCain deserves a whole nother video. Yes, he wanted us to strike Iran during Trump's first 4 years. Oh my God, John McCain is like... Simpson, I don't want to be funny. I'm not trying to laugh. I'm trying to be serious. But John McCain has possessed a lot of people. John McCain, we need an exorcism up in here because John McCain refuses to rest in peace. His ghost will not let this shit go, Simpson. Everything John McCain that he was war hawking about, it's like he is still alive. John McCain is alive and well, and he possesses, I don't care if it's a Democrat, Republican, I don't care if it's Congress, the Senate, the president, what side of the aisle you is, John McCain is going to jump in your body and possess you. God damn. I thought John McCain ideas and policies and whatever John McCain wanted to pass died with him. No. John McCain lives on, man. Oh my God. But again, Simpson, John McCain deserves he deserves a whole nother video separate. We're dealing with Iran, dealing with Israel, dealing with Russia. John McCain is his own entity. John McCain, boy. You talk about an endless war president. John McCain, boy. John McCain, boy. And you know what's so funny, Simpson? John McCain and Trump, and he just planted a seed. A seed is all. Yeah, that seed done rooted up into a tree because all these people are on some John McCain shit. Even Donald Trump, Simpson, Donald Trump didn't like John McCain. John McCain didn't like Donald Trump. And I'd be damned if the goddamn... Oh, gosh. And you know what? I'm not going to even accuse Trump because I'm trying... I guess because I'm biased, because I voted for Trump, and I'm still remember when Trump went on the campaign and said, you know what, this is senseless. And I believe Trump believes what he said. I don't think Trump was just talking. I believe and because again, when I look at Trump try to avoid Zelensky, I say, oh yeah, he doesn't want to keep funding that. Trump is not a wartime president. He is not a war president. He doesn't like war. But he's surrounded by neocons. He's surrounded by I'm not going to say you got a lot of Republican senators in Congress that want war. And Lindsey Graham, and this is why he is so emboldened to go over there and do the Logan Act, which he's not supposed to be doing, but that's a whole nother video. If you guys want to know further about the Logan Act, uh, go to, he's not here on YouTube, he's on Rumble. Whoa, what's his damn name? Oh, shit. Oh, hold on, I'm having a brain freeze, right? I apologize. The guy that went to prison. What's his damn name? The guy with the long hair. Well, not long. He got shoulder length hair. Oh, what's his damn name, man? Oh God, I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, what's his name? Oh, what is his name? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. It'll come to me. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon is. I'm so sorry. I had a brain fart this morning. Steve Bannon is one of the best people to explain the Logan Act. If you want to know about the Logan Act, oh, please don't bag into me. Yeah, please go. These East Africans, man, I don't trust their driving. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, y'all. This fucking idiot. I guess he has to go to the bathroom, whatnot. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's got to do it. He's got to do a number two. I can tell because he's frantic. He's frantic. He's frantic. Yeah, he's frantic. I wish I could show you this guy, but my camera's not positioned to show this guy. But yeah, he's frantic. He's got to do a number two. I can tell. I've been doing this for so long. I can tell when another driver has to do a number two. Y'all excuse me. I'm so sorry. It's just certain things. But yeah, Steve Bannon is the best person to explain the Logan Act of why Lindsey Graham did what he did was totally illegal. And Trump, when dealing with Pam Bondi and Bogino and those guys, they got a lot of legal stuff, a lot of legal stuff. I mean, a lot of us still waiting for the Epstein list, right? You got the Epstein list, you got Letitia James, Fannie Willis. You got so much legal stuff. Oh, we got Chubbs in the house. It takes you, hold on. It takes you too long to get loaded. Right, Simpson. Good morning. What's going on, Chubbs? What's going on? Watch the ending show. You're right. He hates President Trump. Stop watching his shows and unsubscribe. Yeah, Chubbs, I agree. I'm glad you experienced that for yourself. Um, yeah, you just got a lot of haters out there, and I can't be part of that. So, yeah, I'm glad that you've experienced it for yourself. Yeah, a lot of hate going on there. So, yeah, Chubbs, I'm the type of person. I I'm not a hater, so I'm not gonna surround myself with haters, and because eventually those haters will turn on you. Good morning. What's going on, Fox? Hey, Fox, I need to call you after the show. I don't know what time do you go to work, Fox, because I need to call you because today's Friday and I'm off Saturday and Sunday, so I need to call you and see what your schedule is like. So Fox, let me know what your schedule is like because I need to just let me know. I don't know what time you got to go to bed because I know you work the third shift. What time should I call you, Fox? Because I need to talk to you. It's something important. What time do I need? Because I need to talk to you. Because I've seen you on and off, and I've been trying to catch you, but I know because of your work schedule, we've been missing each other. I just got off work. I go in 9:30 tonight. I'll be awake till before. Okay, can I call you after the show? I will. I want to call you before 12. Before you go, can I call you after the show? Right after the show. Yep. Okay. So I know this is hard to say for people work because Fox, man, you guys working some long hours. If you could try to stay awake, I will call you. I promise. Before what time is it now? I'm gonna call you right after I end the show. I promise. I promise. So if you could please stay awake, I need to talk to you for a real quick second. It's very important because I need to see what your schedule's like this weekend. I know you go in tomorrow. Oh, you go in tonight. Oh, goddamn. Because I want to try to catch you. Damn. All right, I'm gonna just call you. You good, man? I do some gaming usually. No, I know that's what I want to talk to you about. But like I said, I wanna try to get you at a good time. Oh, they about to load us, y'all. All right, let me do this, y'all. Hey, Chubbs, thank you. Thanks for that comment. Um, Chubbs. Let me talk to you about Miss Lynn. I want to do a show with Miss Lynn. I love Miss Lynn just like you do, man. Miss Lynn is a very beautiful woman, right? But I need a topic. First of all, I need Miss Lynn to give me some options once again. Yep, Mr. Blackson, he doesn't believe Trump can do anything. Glad you didn't debate him. He will never get rid of the TDS. Yeah, it's just some people just have that disease. Um, it's like a Chubbs. Have you ever had a abscess? It's like a gum infection, like an abscess. Have you ever had that? I've had several abscesses. Oh gosh, man, because I be eating Dunkin' Donuts and drinking coffee. So yeah, I constantly get every 5 years I will get a yes. Okay, so yeah, it's hard to not have an abscess when you eat a lot of sugar, especially me, and drink a lot of coffee. And that's why I have to constantly go to the dentist and go for it to the dentist and go back to the dentist and then the dentist. It's costing me over $40,000 to get right. But I say this to say I've had an abscess, right? I've had an abscess so many times that they say you have to take antibodies to get rid of the abscess. If not, it will turn into a cyst. And when it turns into a cyst, it's hard to get rid of. You can take antibodies, and you have to surgically have your gums cut out if you get a cyst. That's TDS. The abscess, the cyst will sit there in your mouth until you surgically get it removed. And that's TDS. You have to surgically go under the knife and get TDS removed because it's a cyst in your brain. It is a cyst in your brain. TDS is a cyst in your brain. And so, Chubbs, let's get back to Miss Lynn. So yeah, I got to call Miss Lynn because, I mean about the tooth, not TDS. Well, I'm sorry, Fox. I was using an analogy. Yeah, the abscess. If you don't get the medication, it'll harden up and turn into a cyst. And when it's turned into a cyst, you got to get it surgically removed. I'm saying, I was just using an analogy, Fox, when I was saying, the abscess, TDS. That's the only thing I can compare. Physical comparison, like I said, if you've had a cyst, wait, why did they skip the line? Holy shit. Oh my God, they skipped the line, y'all. Oh shit. Oh, they about to come get us. Okay, y'all. Um, Look like we're about to get started, you guys. And this guy jumped in front of the line, jumped in front of all these people. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday, so it's all good. But yeah, Chubbs, um, if you want to get me back on Miss Lynn's channel, she has to give me the options. What she used to do. And Miss Lynn, I'm telling the truth. She used to give me options on the topics. Now she don't give me options no more. There has to be a topic me and Miss Lynn can agree on for me to come on the show, because some of those topics are very feminine. I don't know if I mentioned this before, Chubbs. You know, and Miss Lynn can't get by on her good looks anymore. I got to be. We have to come with a title we can both agree on. You know what I'm saying? I used to just jump on the show with any damn title because Miss Lynn is a good looking woman, but I got to have a title. Miss Lynn can't just get by on her good looks coming up with some of these topics. Some of these topics I can't relate to. As a man, I can't relate to. And it's hard for her because she's a woman. She don't think like a man. And so there has to be a balance. So we have to, in order for me to come on Miss Lynn's show, we have to brainstorm. And I think Miss Lynn needs to start putting out titles that we can all vote on and agree on. And I'll take part in that. And Miss Lynn got to give us more options with the titles, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with her title because she's a woman, but she's going to have to start putting down titles, and we need to vote on those titles. Option of 3 titles a week, you know what I'm saying? And I know Miss Lynn does a lot, but a lot of them titles I can't relate to. And I know you understand, Chubbs. I think you just, Chubbs, I think you, U.S. Army, all the men there, I think y'all just like Miss Lynn because she look good. Y'all support her like I want, but some of them titles, I be like, huh? Some of them titles are kind of TMZ-ish, if that makes any sense. They're kind of TMZ-ish, you know. Let me say this: Miss Lynn is a TikTok. She's a TikTok, Instagram type of woman, if that makes any sense. She's not a Rumble type of person. Does that make any sense, Chubbs? Miss Lynn one day, she said, I wish YouTube had an option. I wish there was another alternative other than YouTube. And I'm like, well, Miss Lynn, there's Rumble. And then I realized there's no TMZ topics on Rumble. Does that make sense, Chubbs? So Miss Lynn does not see Rumble as an option to YouTube because everything on Rumble is political. Does that make any sense, Chubbs? But I love Miss Lynn. You said thumbs up. Okay, yeah. And that's why she doesn't see, because I told Miss Lynn, why don't you go on Rumble? And she was like, you know what I'm saying? She was as blank as her sending me TikTok and Instagram videos. So it all makes sense now. Hold on, let me get my ticket from this guy. Hey, guy. Okay, all right. All right, y'all. Let me get going. Shout out to Chubbs. Shout out to Fox. Shout out to Simpson. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Let me get started because I got to see, make sure they don't overload me, and I got to make sure I'm dealing with a lot of traffic this morning. So let me get off here, Fox. I'm about to call you. So with that being said, y'all, have a good day. Have a good morning. Y'all be safe out there. Be blessed. Don't let the panhandlers stress y'all too much. That goes for you too, Donald Trump. Don't let the panhandlers, Zelensky, get on your nerves. Because there's different level panhandlers. He's a high level one. So with that being said, I'm out, y'all. Peace. I'm out.